There's a certain kind of silence that isn't peaceful. It's heavy. You know the one. It shows up in the middle of the night when everything around you is quiet, but your thoughts are screaming. You try to slow your breathing. You try to pray, but your mind is racing with worries you never invited. It's not just stress, it's a storm. And all you want is for someone, God, to just say, "Peace, be still." But here's a thought most people don't talk about. What if trying to fix everything yourself is what's breaking you? You weren't built to carry every burden, solve every problem, or win every fight alone. That weight? It was never yours to hold forever. And while the world says push through, the Bible teaches us to surrender, not as a sign of defeat, but as an act of divine trust. If you've been searching for a Christian prayer for anxiety, a way to stop the mental noise, or just a prayer for stress relief that actually calms the chaos, you're not just desperate, you're ready. Ready to experience the kind of peace that isn't logical, that anxiety relief prayer that doesn't just quiet your thoughts, but rewires your spirit, that whisper to heaven that says, "God, take control of my mind," and means it. If your soul has been crying out, "Jesus, calm my mind," this video will speak directly to that ache. And what comes next just might change how you carry everything. The battle of the restless mind. There's a hidden war going on inside countless minds, one that doesn't always show on the outside. People go to work, smile at church, post positive quotes online, yet inside, their thoughts are running wild. Overthinking, regret, panic. It's like the mind refuses to shut up, even when the body's exhausted. The real kicker? No one else sees the storm because we've gotten good at hiding it. But deep down, we know we need more than a nap or a vacation. We need peace that sticks. Imagine someone stuck in traffic with worship music on, trying to breathe through an anxiety attack. That's more common than you think. In those moments, saying, "God, calm my mind," isn't just a prayer, it's a cry for survival. People often think they're just bad at managing stress, but what they're really missing is surrender. The kind of surrender that says, "God, I can't carry this anymore. Please take it." That's not weakness, that's wisdom. It's how spiritual healing begins. And while the world says just journal, take a walk, meditate, those things alone often fall short. They might ease symptoms, but they rarely heal the root. That's why a prayer for emotional healing is so powerful. It goes deeper than therapy or routine. It invites God into the parts of us that feel out of control. That's where the shift begins. Because the real transformation happens not when we fix the chaos, but when we let God step into it. And that's where we start to see a new kind of freedom. Surrendering control, letting God carry what you can't. One of the hardest things for the human heart to do is to let go. We crave control, we make plans, we want to fix everything before it breaks. But what if control is exactly what's crushing us? That restless feeling in your chest, the endless to-do lists, the 3 a.m. overthinking sessions, they're all signals. Signals that we're trying to carry what only God can truly handle. It's no wonder so many are desperate for a prayer for peace of mind, because trying to control everything is draining the life out of us. Letting go doesn't mean giving up. It means placing the burden into the hands of the one who said, "Come to me, all who are weary and burdened." Ever tried to hold something too heavy for too long? Your arms start shaking. That's what happens to the mind when it carries stress without spiritual support. Saying, "God help me," isn't a weak moment, it's a holy one. It's in that surrender that deliverance from anxiety begins. Because peace doesn't come from controlling outcomes, it comes from trusting God with them. So how do you actually do this? You start small. Pause before reacting. Pray before planning. Say out loud, "God, give me peace," even in the middle of chaos. You choose trust over tension, even when it doesn't make sense. That's how a Christian prayer for anxiety turns into transformation. And something amazing happens when we begin to live this way. Our thoughts start to slow, our hearts start to soften, and a door quietly opens to something far greater. Prayer isn't a last resort. It's the most powerful strategy for anyone caught in the grip of overthinking and anxiety. But let's be honest, sometimes prayer feels like tossing words into the sky, hoping something sticks. Yet when your heart is restless, and your thoughts are louder than your faith, that's exactly when prayer becomes a weapon. A prayer for a restless mind isn't just about saying the right words, it's about showing up, raw, honest, real. Jesus, calm my mind is a short sentence, but in heaven, it's thunder. Some people think you need fancy words or hours of silence to really connect with God, but God hears whispered desperation just as clearly as loud declarations. Try it. Take 60 seconds, right in the middle of your anxious spiral, and say, God, take control of my mind. I can't do this alone. That one moment of surrender can break spiritual chains. People who once struggled with panic attacks find themselves sleeping in peace, not because the storm stopped, but because now they know who's in the boat with them. And here's where it gets practical. Create a space where your mind can breathe spiritually. Maybe that means playing worship music before bed. Maybe it's writing down your thoughts and turning them into prayer. Maybe it's speaking a prayer for stress relief every morning before checking your phone. Prayer isn't a one-time escape. It's a habit, a rhythm, a recalibration. And when it becomes your first response instead of your last resort, something inside begins to shift, opening you up to receive something even deeper than calm. Replacing anxiety with God's peace. An anxious mind is like a noisy room. You can't hear the whisper of peace until you quiet the chaos. But peace isn't just the absence of noise, it's the presence of God. And that changes everything. Scripture doesn't say, try harder and you'll find peace. It says, you will keep in perfect peace those whose minds are stayed on you. That means peace is less about fixing thoughts and more about focusing them. It's not how to stop overthinking by force, it's about turning your thoughts toward heaven. Let's make this real. Think of anxiety like a leak in a boat. You can keep bailing out water, or you can find the source and seal it. When you invite God's peace into your thoughts through a simple prayer for fear and worry, you're not just reacting to the storm, you're addressing what's feeding it. Many Christians are stuck on defense, fighting off fear with positivity. But real spiritual victory is found on offense, actively filling your mind with God's truth, His promises, and His presence. Need a place to start? Memorize a short verse like "Be still and know that I am God." Use it as a weapon when thoughts spiral. Combine it with a mind-healing prayer before sleep or a Christian motivation audio during your morning routine. Peace isn't passive, it's pursued, it's chosen, and the more you choose it, the more natural it becomes. That's when the emotional ground shifts, and you begin to realize there's something even more powerful than peace waiting for you in the next step. Walking daily with God for mental and emotional healing. Peace isn't a one-time moment, it's a daily decision. Just like your body needs food every day, your soul needs regular time with God. That's where real Christian mental health begins. You can't microwave healing, you walk it out. One prayer, one worship song, one surrendered thought at a time. Spiritual healing prayer isn't about feeling something instantly. It's about building a relationship that rewires how you respond to life. And the more consistent you are, the more natural peace starts to feel. Think about it like this. If you only exercise once a month, you can't expect results. But if you start every day with a prayer to sleep in peace or a simple "God, give me peace today," you're training your mind to come under God's authority. You're building mental muscles that silence fear. Want a practical tip? Create a peace plan. Set a daily time for prayer, scripture, and reflection, even just 10 minutes. It's like spiritual therapy, and it works. Overthinking and anxiety don't always come from doing more, but from doing the right things consistently. And as you build that daily rhythm, you'll start noticing something deeper than calm. You'll experience joy in the middle of chaos, confidence without certainty, stillness even in motion. That's when you realize the goal isn't just to calm your mind, it's to transform it, to let Christ renew it daily. Because when God takes over your inner world, the outer world can't shake you like it used to. And that, my friend, is just the beginning. If your mind has been loud, your heart heavy, and your prayers desperate, you're not broken. You're just burdened. But the good news? You don't have to carry it anymore. God is inviting you to drop the weight. Not tomorrow, now. He's ready to trade your anxiety for His peace, your fear for His presence, your chaos for calm. The only question is, Will you let him? What would change if every time anxiety crept in, your first response was a Christian prayer for anxiety instead of panic? What if instead of overthinking, you overtrusted? What if you stopped asking, "How do I fix this?" and started saying, "God, take control of my mind"? You've learned how to surrender, how to pray, how to invite God into your mental and emotional battles. Now it's time to walk it out, to choose peace daily, to let God fight the war in your mind, because He never loses. So here's the challenge. Will you commit to building a daily rhythm of surrender? Will you take the small steps, praying before you spiral, seeking scripture before scrolling, choosing stillness over stress? If this spoke to you, don't let it end here. Subscribe to this channel and turn on the notifications because we're just getting started. There's so much more ahead on this journey to peace, healing, and spiritual strength. You don't have to walk it alone. Let's walk it together.